it is a little complicated. My children, for example, we are back visiting family, and the concern is if you are a resident in Northern Ireland, where my parents live, if you have a problem, you have free healthcare. You're given a special card, and you can go to the hospital whenever you want. Because my children were not born here, we don't pay taxes here.
Yeah.
They are not entitled to that. So if they are sick, we have to pay for private healthcare. So it's but my children are healthy. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah.
We've taken out an insurance just in case, but no, I say they're okay.
Yeah.
That's the one risk.
Where was your children
Where were they born?
born? Where were born? Yeah.
They were born in Spain, both of them.
So they have a health insurance in Spain.
They as so this is where it gets very complicated. So Spain does not give nationality to people born there. You have to be a resident of the country for many years before they will give you the nationality. They will give you the nationality.
How many years?
In I believe it is 10 years for an adult, but as an adult you have to then apply for citizenship, and you have to do an exam.
Exam.
So my wife and I, for example, because we have many of the rights as European citizens, we have special rights. We don't see the need to do this exam. We've been living in Spain for many years, but we are still seen as Irish citizens, not Spanish citizens. If I were to do the exam, I'm now entitled to do it. I would have to give up my Irish nationality. So I couldn't travel on an Irish passport, for example, but I would have the Spanish passport. And my children, as a result, would also be Spanish. In their case, they can decide once they turn 18, if they have passed the entire education system, they can then decide if they want the Spanish nationality or the Irish nationality, but they have to choose one. At the moment, because they are children of Irish nationals, they have Irish passports and Irish identity. So,
got it. Yeah.
But they're okay. They, as residents in Spain, because we have residency cards, they are registered with a doctor in Spain and they have free healthcare. So in Spain, everything is free for them. But here in Ireland, no. So
yeah, but because I was thinking that it will be like a dual citizenship, right? Yeah, because there are some countries they use solely, if you know about this, where they was born. For example, like if I was born in Singapore, even though my parents are Indonesian, I'm gonna have a Singaporean citizenship until, for example, like 18. Then I'm gonna have a option to decide, and then if I decide to become a Singaporean or Indonesian,
that's it.
That is where I'm gonna have a passport. Yeah.
They call this citizenship by blood or citizenship by land.
Yeah,
in the case of Spain, citizenship is by blood, not by land. So my children were born there because I'm Irish and my wife is Irish. They are Irish. Ireland does both blood and land. So if you are born to an Irish parent, you can be Irish. You can ask for Irish nationality. If you're born in Ireland, you're also Irish. So if you move to Ireland and you have a child in Ireland, they will be Irish, just because they were born there. But Spain does not do that. It's only through blood. So it gets very complicated at that point. Trying to register a newborn baby when you don't have the nationality is complicated. But
it's complicated. Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's complicated in general, but it's more complicated not having the right paperwork. So
more complicated than relationship.
Oh, it's
just the relationship.
That's the most complicated thing. But
marriage life is much more complicated, right?
Very, very complicated. We have in Spain, one thing which we find very complicated is that in Spain everybody has multiple family names. So you will have the family name of the father, the family name of the mother, and both of those are passed to the children.
Oh, really?
So that means that the children have the father's name and the mother's name, but they also have the grandfather's name and the grandmother's name. So people have 8 family names.
Oh.
8. In Ireland, we have 1. And it's, I have married my wife has taken my name, and we all have the same family name. And it makes it easy to identify who is related to who. You have the same name, you're the same family. You cannot marry. Simple as that. Whereas in Spain, there's millions of Garcias, for example, and they're not necessarily related. They have the same name, but it's because of, that's your great grandfather or great grandmother, but from different sides. It's very, very complicated. But when we registered our daughter, we had to register her with one surname. And the Spanish system does not understand this. It doesn't register correctly. So we have on my daughter's card, her identity card, it is her name, her family name, and then when it goes second, third, fourth surname, it's just XX. So my daughter is called Alights Estop, XX, 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 and it's a very, very, very silly system.
But it's too long,
Very, very, very complicated. Very complicated.
Anyway. David, how about we ask about the surname here to Gia and also Hoven? Because
absolutely,
I think we are here in different. What is it called?
Tradition.
A tribe, yeah. Because for example,
origins.
Let me tell you guys, for example, like me, I'm from North Sumatra. North Sumatra is famous for Bataknis people, and Bataknis people has like a patriarch system. For example, like my father has a last name for Sipayung, and me, I have to put Sipayung in my name, including my son, including my grandson. So it's gonna be happen like from the past to next in the future. So we call it like we based on the bloodline from father. I don't know about Gia and also Open. Maybe you guys can tell us about it. What about you? How did you get your last name? Gia.
Okay. I think in my origins, I can marry everyone. There is no larangan, Ben. There is no
restriction.
There's no restrictions.
Yeah. As long as the same religion.
Yeah.
And do you have a family name, or do you just have no family name? So it's just
yeah.
That is it.
You don't have a family name. Yeah.
No, it is. This is something we found, because this is something which we again in from Ireland we find not confusing, but it's different from us. We have to have one name for all the family. So Ben, for example, you mentioned that you have your name through the men. So your name passed from your father, it'll be passed to your son and grandson. In my case, it's the same name for everybody. So my wife has taken my name. The family name is Estop, and my children, both my son and my daughter, have this name, and they will pass it to their children. Estop. In Ireland, in any case, my daughter will probably, if my daughter were to marry in Ireland, she would take the name of her husband, and she would change her surname, her family name, and my name would be lost, but it will stay with my son. So it works in a similar way to yours, Ben. It's a kind of
Yeah.
patriarch system.
But
Spain,
here, in my case, my wife doesn't use my last name, so
Mhm.
she keeps her last name from
Mhm.
her father. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It it prevails only to my son and my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah,
And your daughter, she will keep if you have a daughter, it will
yeah,
stay with her as well. Okay, so it's the same.
yeah.
It's the same, similar. Nowadays, it is changing a little bit. There are many people that want to keep their original names, and they do not change. But it is tradition. Most people will change their name. My brother got married last week, and
Mm.
his wife changed her name. She is now an Estop as well, so she has the same name as me. So it's seen as an honor for the family. You know, the family is growing. It's a very honorable thing for us. So it's what we do. It's just
Also,
our system.
David, in my
Tell me.
case, that I'm not allowed to marry girl who has a last name Sipayung, and
No,
also my son also
yeah,
is not allowed to
no,
marry
no, no.
Sipayung, including my daughter. We believe that if we do have the same last name, it means we are from the same roots or from the same father. So it's gonna be inbred.
Yeah,
That's the
uh,
idea.
that's it. So this is what I was saying. In Ireland, it's the same. If you have the same surname,
Yeah,
unless you can prove that it's a coincidence
yeah.
that these two names exist, because there are, for example, I'm trying to think of an example. Thatcher, for example, is a very common name, a very common family name, and there are lots of different families that have that name, but they're not connected. Or Smith, for example, is very, very common.
Mhm.
They are same name but not connected. So you can have two Smiths that marry each other if you can prove they are not related. But if they're from the same family tree,
Mhm.
not allowed. And in my case, the only Estops are my family. So I am an Estop. I married my wife. She is now called an Estop.
Mhm.
But if I wanted, not well, not that that is my own intention, but if my wife and I were to separate, if we were to divorce, and I wanted to remarry, I could not marry another Estop. I would have to find another woman with another family name. I could marry her. She would then take on the name Estop if she wanted. But that's very complicated. that's that's I it's too complicated. I don't want to do that.
How about you, Roman?
How is your family name?
Yeah, Roman. Can you tell us, please?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have family names like Miss Gia. I don't have last name of family. I can marry for any woman,
Mhm.
but in in Indonesia we as government employee only married for one woman,
Yes, yes.
just one
Just one.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's what one is usually enough. Colin. It's,
One has been so complicated, you know.
yes, yes. I say,
Many
I hear
families
about
too.
there are cultures in America, for example. There are cultures in the United States that marry multiple people, and I think well, I don't have the energy for that. My wife is enough.
That's
So
Okay.
one is
So
complicated, but two or more is disaster.
no.
disaster, you know.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself. It'd be too much. So, put it this way. In order for me, as I've mentioned at the start of the class, my plan for this week is to go fishing.
Okay.
Saying to one wife that I have to go fishing or that I want to go fishing is a big big negotiation. So saying to multiple wives, no. It's
No,
too
no,
complicated.
no. It's enough, yeah.
Absolutely.
Roman, can
Well,
you tell us uh, what is your tribe? For example, are you Dayak or are you Minang or are you a
Yes.
Javanese? What are you?
Yeah,
mm,
I'm from Sumatra, Lampung Nis. No, no specific like Javanese, but only from Lampung is Lampungnis, like that.
Lampungnis, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We
It's
haven't heard of it a lot.
which Robin, which part of Sumatra is that from? Is it the